My name is History West. Welcome back to Promise City. That is the Minecraft city that we're building. And our newest addition, excuse me, is the Community Manufacturing Company warehouse. And let's fly over here to the bookstore real quick, because I have discovered something amazing that you probably already know about, and that is the wonderful world of Minecraft player heads. There are people who sculpt player heads into different objects, and you can get them in your game world using command blocks. It's a cash register, and then here in the bookstore we've got all kinds of books and stacks of books. And next door we've got newspapers. Next door we have food, bagel sandwiches and bagels and soda, coffee cup, hibiscus tea, and these things just make so much addition to our world. And I decided I'm going to start using those, and I needed someplace to store them. So I found a warehouse on the internet in the Google picture section. If you know who created the design, let me know. Anyway, I put all my command blocks with letters. There's a Pokeball there. I put the ones that I've made so far in here, and I'm going to continue and just use up the space for that purpose. And out here we have our parking lot, and we've got our loading docks and a forklift, which I also got in Google Images. And over here we have the personnel entrance to the building, which is, with the abbreviation of the name, Command Co. I took this because when I was a kid visiting my grandparents in Chelsea, Oklahoma, in the summertime, there was across the street from their house, which was a huge brick building, was another huge brick building, and it was the old high school, Chelsea High School, and it had been decommissioned long before I was born, and a new high school had been built. But this old building was just like the gymnasium. I'm not sure if the buildings that were attached to it at the time I remember were part of the original high school or not, or if they just happened to have been built later. But anyway, for a brief time, a company took over that building and set up a business in there called Community Manufacturing Company. I have no idea what they manufactured or if they have managed to get far enough to manufacture anything, but they abbreviated their name just like this, Command Co. And my grandmother told me that I was saying it wrong. She said it's Command Company. I said, why would you abbreviate community and manufacturing and not abbreviate company? It's Command Co. But she would hear none of that. My grandmother did not argue logically, and she was a very, very smart person, but she didn't often know some of the things she was talking about. Maybe she's right and I'm wrong. But my grandmother also referred to the car, the Mach 1, as the Match 1. So, there you go. I'm sure my future grandchild will make fun of me someday. Hopefully they'll be playing Minecraft when they do it. As a matter of fact, my future grandchild is scheduled to be born tomorrow as we speak. We shall see how that works out. I'm very excited about it. Checking constantly on his mother, my daughter-in-law, making sure she's okay. Anyway, I mentioned this before, briefly. The layout for this city and the idea for this city is based on the city, it's more of a town actually, the town setting from one of my books. I'm an author in my non-Minecraft world, and I've written a series of books which you can find anywhere if you're interested in, called Astrid Maxim. They are about a girl inventor whose name is Astrid Maxim. The first book in the series is Astrid Maxim and her amazing hoverbike, and she lives in the town of Maxim City. And I'm following the blueprint of that city in my head, although it's not highly detailed in the book. There are some things. For instance, there's Dickens and Company books and the Bagel Nook, and in between there is a door that leads down to underground passages, which I've just destroyed the doorknob for, with the door button. And this plays a part in the story of that first book, Astrid Maxim and her amazing hoverbike, in which Astrid sneaks out of her house and goes through the underground passages and arrives between the Bagel Nook and the Dickens and Company books. Although they're implied to be on Main Street, I don't think it's that important. Main Street would be over there. This is Enterprise Street. So I'm not being overly concerned to be exact, because I'm not making her Maxim City. I'm making maybe an alternate universe Maxim City. That's why I'm calling it Promise City. I don't want to be too bound by details in the story that I might not be able to recreate in Minecraft. There is no mention of any large warehouses in Maxim City. There is an amusement park called Joyland, and that would be off, let's see, over here somewhere. So I may, if I ever get that far, I may build the amusement park. And in the book, the premise is, as much as I've mentioned here before, that old town buildings from the Midwest especially have been disassembled and reassembled in the American Southwest, probably Arizona. At least that's implied in the book, because the characters sometimes make trips to Phoenix, which is the closest nearby city. And anyway, so Maxim City has these wonderful old buildings that have been refurbished and replaced, replanted, if you will, in Maxim City. And so that's kind of what we've got here in Promise City. Promise City is going to be a slightly dystopian version of Maxim City. I'm not sure how dystopian it's going to be. It's going to be a little bit futuristic too. I'm really unsure whether I'm going to build any cars in this city, but if I do, they'll probably be hovering cars. as you could gather from the title of the first book, Aster Maxim and Her Amazing Hoverbike, she invents a flying scooter, which goes on to change the world. My inspiration for those books, for this series of books, Aster Maxim, were Tom Swift books, particularly Tom Swift Jr. books published in the 50s, which I first read that same summer I was mentioning before at my grandparents' house. A large red brick house that had long ago been the Chelsea, Oklahoma hotel. So anyway, these mob heads, or rather player heads, were a revelation to me. I knew that something like that existed before, but I had never really explored that. And I've only just been playing around with command blocks in my regular game world. There. These patterns where you have an irregular, or rather a repeating pattern where things are the same here and then different, different, same, different, different, same. Anyway, it's hard for me to do it. I don't know about you, but I have to keep going back and correcting myself. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the 5th story. It's going to have 6 stories altogether. I think it looks pretty impressive from the outside. Again, see there, I've done it again. Just in the skinny holes. There we go. I don't know how true to life I am to the original, build, because the picture of it was relatively low res. I think the dividers between above the first floor were actually upside down jungle stairs, although it was hard to tell. But I decided to use polished stone blocks instead. Which will make it interesting to see how I'm going to do the top, as there's no such thing as a polished stone stair, but I will come up with something. There, I did it again. See. At least when it's 2 wide instead of 1 wide, I catch it pretty quick. Okay. Looks so bare. Need more buildings. I needed to place this warehouse a little bit further away from the rest of the town. I mean, technically, I think probably it should be farther away from Main Street than it is, but it's all right. It's Enterprise Street. I think it's going to be interspersed with a few buildings like these here, but largely more warehouses and manufacturing, small-scale manufacturing facilities, whereas Main Street, the next street over, will have more businesses, possibly newer businesses in addition to some of the old buildings that have been refurbished. We're going to have a couple of modern buildings. Somewhere, probably down here, we're going to have a solar recharging station. Which fits in with both the book, the Astro Maxim books, and also with kind of the dystopian view that I've got in mind. Not a dystopian like a cyberpunk in your face where the world's messed up, but the type of dystopian that I think is much more scary, where the world is way too perfect. Kind of a Stepford Files kind of a dystopian, only, not sexual division based. In case you're not familiar, the Stepford Wives was an old science fiction story that's had many reboots done to it. It was essentially a town where the men replaced their wives with robots originally, and then I think in the revision they changed it so that the women were more or less brainwashed instead of actually replaced. In the original, though, they were replaced with robots. The main character comes face to face with her replacement at the end of the book. By the way, the world that I'm using is a flat world. It's one of the presets that comes with Minecraft, and I forget what it's called. It's the one that has like three layers of dirt over 60 layers of stone, and that 60 layers of stone is heavily filled with ore of all different kinds, but especially diamonds. When I was digging out the parking garage, I must have dug 40 ore chunks with diamonds. There were probably more diamonds than there were any other ores, although they were all present. Copper, iron, gold. I don't remember gold, but I'm sure it was there. Anyway, if I was going to play on a flat world, do a flat world survival game, this would be the one I would do, because there are plenty of resources. Of course, this version I also turned off structures, so it's going to be a limited game because you won't have a stronghold, you won't have any villages. Strictly, well, not strictly, but it's a great game for what I'm doing, which is building a town. And especially since it's my first one that I built, I really tried to find a decent one using normal Minecraft terrain, setting it so that it would spawn only plains. For the new Minecraft, plains includes a lot of meadows, and although they're not technically mountains, lots of high altitude areas. I mean, it all looks like plains in that it's all green, covered with flowers and an occasional tree, but I mean, some of it was very high, mountainous, and there was not a lot of flat area. And I would have liked to have a few hills, some gently rolling minimalist hills, but that was just too much for me. Maybe after I've done this city as practice, I'll be able to do one on that. But there are lots of cities that are built on hills, but there are also a lot of cities that are built in plains. I would say more of the latter than the former. The cities are usually next to a water source of some kind. That's true even in the middle of the desert. Las Vegas, which is not too far from where I live, is built around a marshland. It was in its center, called the Meadows, and which is what Las Vegas means. It's all been sucked dry, of course, by people, but originally there were some unique wildlife there. There was a unique species of Las Vegas frog. It's no longer around. Probably some, I don't know for a fact, but I would be willing to bet there were probably some unique fish that lived in that swampy area, just like there are in Death Valley. There's a species of Death Valley fish that lives in one little pool. There are only like 150 of them left in the world, left in existence. And some moron came and stomped around in there, in this little pool. He was caught, of course, because since this is an endangered species, they have the area being monitored. playing here kind of reminds me of my first time playing Minecraft. Just kind of the solitude of it all, and you know, occasionally you're just playing, minding your own business, and the music comes up. And I probably played more in the last week than I have at any time since I first started playing Minecraft. Alright, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stories. One more. I tried some different backing in this. I tried also windows. I'm not really 100% sold on either. I could go through here and punch the windows out and then put glass blocks in, maybe. Like so. From a distance, it doesn't make too much difference because there's nothing in there to see right now. Anyway, I may go through and do that in the future. I'm not going to worry about it right now. I don't know if you could hear that, but somebody's having fun on their motorcycle outside. This turned out to be perfectly symmetrical on accident. Well, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's 7 by 8. It's slightly longer this way than it is wide. So I symmetrically, I knew it was going to be symmetrical because I kept each section the same, but I didn't realize how many sections I made in each direction. It just turned out that that was the dimensions. Oops. I'm going to put a line of trees right here in this grassy area between the sidewalk and the parking lot. In fact, I need to get practicing making trees because that's a weak area for me. 1920 to 23. So I've been playing Minecraft just over 6 years. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. I was lucky. Come Wednesday, I'm going to have to set some Minecraft aside for a bit and spend some time writing, because that's my real job now. I want to be a full-time writer. It's what I've been dreaming of these many years that I've been working. I mentioned my Esther Maxim books. I just published my 40th book, and it is called The Greywater Adventures Guild, and it is a fantasy story set in a, you could say it's a medieval fantasy story, kind of a Dungeons and Dragons setting. The city of Greywater is in the far north, where it's cold, and it's at the far north end of this kingdom, and there's a guild of adventurers there. People hire to go explore or to fight monsters or to guard things. And the characters are all members of the Adventurers Guild. It's a kind of story that would be made into an anime if we had good anime here in America. And it is a short novel, what's popularly coming to be called a light novel, by people who publish and make those kinds of books into anime series or into mangas. And it's available where you buy ebooks. All my books are. So Apple Books, Kobo Books, Barnes & Noble, Amazon, of course. At Amazon, there's both a Kindle version and a paperback version. You can also ask for it at your library. They can get it at a discount. If anybody still uses libraries, I honestly have not been to one in forever, so I don't know. Yeah, that's a question. Should I build a library here in Promise City? Okay. That was great. Minecraft music is wonderful. I may do a recording where I just do nothing but build in silence while music plays. See, if you've got a consistent pattern like this, it's fairly easy to hammer out a large build. That's one of the advantages of doing a contemporary build or modern build. Well, that's weird. Definitely going to build some aircraft up here in the sky at some point. I was thinking about doing some police drones too. Darn it. Okay, I'm going to take a break. I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. Let's see what we've got. We have our exterior wall done. And I'm just going to drop down here and hop into bed real quick so we won't have to deal with this rain. Excuse me. Oh yeah, check it out. PS4, Xbox, Nintendo Switch. Fantastic. I don't have any of those, but between my two kids, they have all three. Although I'm not sure if my daughter's PlayStation is a 4 or a 5. And I don't think my son plays his Xbox anymore because he has a Steam machine. Oh, I don't have the outside done. I'm missing these things that would have stopped me from falling through that hole. Okay, more music. Now, is that creative music? Specifically, I mean that plays when you're in creative. Because I've heard it before, but I don't remember if it was while I was playing in a survival game or not. This is one advantage that Bedrock players have over Java players, is that you can do this going forward instead of just backwards. On the other hand, those player heads, redesigned to be all those different items, is a Java exclusive, I believe. Although you can probably pay and download various items like that from the Minecraft store. I played some Bedrock and it's fine. I have a Bedrock world that I started and it's on my iPad. I don't like to use the touch controller, so I plug it into a keyboard and a mouse when I play, but I don't find it a lot different from playing Java, except for the few specific differences. I don't know enough about Redstone to notice the differences there. The minimal Redstone that I know how to do is the same in both versions. I do wish they would get a Java version for Mac. It seems like a really odd oversight. It seems like it's not an oversight, like it has to be on purpose a marketing decision, because they even had it out briefly for Apple TV box, and there are many, many more people on Macs that could play Minecraft from the Bedrock in the Bedrock edition than there are people who would play it on Apple TV. And yes, since it's available for Java on the Mac, it's not strictly necessary, but you'd think that they would do it, that there would be enough return. Because, I mean, let's face it, Minecraft is the most popular game in the world in history, and between people buying it, people purchasing things on the store, you'd think there would be enough Mac users, especially like college-age students who have a Mac as their primary computer going to college. They'd have enough that it would be worth it, but what do I know? Probably the main reason that my current Mac setup is as beefy as it is because I wanted to be able to play Minecraft without any compromise. Otherwise, I would have gotten if I was not playing Minecraft, I still would have got a Mac, because the reliability and the security features are worth it for my writing. But I probably would have only got it with, say, 8 or 16 gigabytes of RAM instead of I have 40 gigabytes of RAM, and I have 8 gigabytes of dedicated video RAM on a video card. Let's see. AMD. It's an AMD 580X, I think, with 8 gigabytes of RAM. So it was not the beefiest video card I could have gotten, but it was not the least powerful either. And I don't think the new Macs have caught up with it on the graphics coprocessor side. They've caught up with the chips that are on these machines as far as the CPU, the central processing unit, which on this one is an i5 Intel 10th generation. Still very powerful, sturdy, workhorse. And sadly, it doesn't look like they're going to replace the 27-inch iMac, which is my personal preferred form factor, what I'm gaming on. And I'll be honest, I can't go back to a screen smaller than 27 inches after this, so when I do eventually have to upgrade, it's going to be at least 27 inches, maybe 30, 32. And unless they come up with something else, I'll probably get a Mac Studio. That seems to be the model that most people are going for. And yes, for me, not being a graphic designer or video editor of any real note, it's probably a lot of overkill. But I can't go back. I'm not going to go backwards and get something less powerful. I always like to buy a fairly powerful computer just for future proofing. I'm not going to buy another computer in 2 years' time. This is a 2019, so it's already 4 years old, and it is still doing real well. I play Minecraft using very large maps, and No Man's Sky is running on it. Mad Games Tycoon 2, all of those run on high resolution with no problems. So, alright, what am I going to do around the top here? I'm going to stop and take a sip of my beverage. Okay, I guess what I'm going to do is maybe that. Yeah, I kind of like that. Let me get a side done and see if it looks as good as I think it will. What's amazing, how many pumpkins spawn in the natural flat world. If you were playing survival on here, you could survive the rest of your life on pumpkins and use the pumpkins to buy whatever else you needed from villagers, assuming you had villagers. As you can see, there's plenty of lava in the world. There was a little lava pool there. Come on, a little bit more. Okay. Yeah, that looks good. Look a little better when it comes out the side. I think so. Piece of cake. So this finishes the outside. I think I'm going to leave the top open and just build the floors as necessary for my construction needs, my player head needs. It'll be interesting to see how much my game slows down after I get a couple of hundred command blocks in there. Maybe they don't slow the game down at all. I don't know. It's a new moon. Seems like every time I look up, it's a new moon. Maybe I should look up more often. Okay. Voila. I'm pretty impressed with that myself. I'll take a picture of that and show it off to my friends on Discord. So, bookstore's done, robot repair is done, Bagel Nook is not done. Let's see. Smoker, regular oven. So we're going to set these up here. We got grill, smoker, regular oven, and we got a smokestack coming out of here. Or should we go on up to the roof? Okay. Okay. Since we're up here, might as well have the air conditioning. Messed that up, didn't I? You know, all these years I've been playing it, I never noticed that animation that's inside of the sea lantern block. Kind of a little cycling animation. Seriously. Okay. Man, I'm glad there are no zombies here. Okay. Oh. Sports. Okay. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 5. So 13 items. I'm interested to see what these will look like, taking these player heads and sticking them on item frames. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Let's see what we've got here. We've got coffee, tea. This will go down here. That's straws and cup lids. Okay. Got hibiscus tea. We're going to call that a smoothie. Whoop. Although it's a milkshake. And a chocolate smoothie. Coke. Pepsi. Okay, we've got bagel with tomato. Sesame seed bagel with a schmear. Regular bagel with a schmear. Regular bagel buttered. And we got a sandwich. And we got a different sandwich. At least that's what I'm calling it. Okay. So we need some signs. Let's do birch. Signs are all over here. Okay. Okay. So. No. Wrong item. Coffee. Tea. Hibiscus tea. Am I spelling hibiscus right? No, it's H-I. Chocolate smoothie. Strawberry smoothie. What is the deal with this? Okay. Pepsi. Coke. Let's see. Have a turkey breast. Sandwich. And I was going to say corned beef, but I don't want to be a deli in case I want to make a deli later. I'm looking at my notebook here, which has all kinds of sandwiches on it. Let's go with this. Okay, we're in the medical office building. We're doing the interior here. Okay, down on the floor we have the waiting room, the nurse's station, and the exam rooms. And up here we are going to have like that area down there will be the a ward, urgent care ward. We'll have a medical supply room, we'll have a records room, we'll have a drug closet, maybe another exam room, doctor's offices, and up here we're going to have an x-ray room and whatever other rooms that I can think of. And hopefully I'll get my wife to brainstorm with me, since she's worked at a hospital for many, many years. She no longer works at a hospital, but she has for many years, and did medical transcription. She knows lots of medical stuff. But I am particularly proud of my warehouse building here. Probably going to do some trees along the front here too. Where we will not have any trees is in the back, which is paved. We got some weeds showing through because this area is no longer being used. Probably this warehouse was facing an empty lot, but in the years since they put a road in here and paved it, and so there's not a lot of room. The forklift can drive over here on the sidewalk and go in one of those doors, but they really don't need to, so they've just closed them up and instead used these doors here. Let's see, what do we have? We have 6 of them, which is plenty. And it is plenty of room in here. So I'm going to pop out here and I'm going to take a picture of our warehouse for the thumbnail. Then I'm going to go see about prepping for dinner. Some tall grass here to make a better picture. Okay, there we go. And there's a hole. Okay. Perfect. All right, that's all for today. Thanks for stopping by. And as always, where's my face? Oh, that's my back. Where's my face? I've got a stack of bagels on my face. Boy, what a calamity. As always, keep on Minecrafting.